We are currently in rehearsals for the Ladykillers, which is very familiar to people as an Ealing comedy with Alec Guinness and Herbert Lom and a very young, slightly jowly Peter Sellers. And this has been adapted by Graham Linehan, who is the genius behind the IT Crowd and Father Ted.
This is a new version, it's a new script. There are echoes of the old script and the structure of the story is there, but Graham Linehan's script is very decidedly new.
It's just such a gripping piece. It's so well written and it's so funny and so clever, and I just can't see how you won't have a good time.
It's about a robbery and the attempts of the people to get away with the money.
A group of con people, they're working out a robbery, and the leader comes to rent a room in Mrs. Wilberforce's house. And she's only just started doing this, letting rooms, so she's quite naive, she's quite gullible, and she just thinks the whole thing's marvellous.
Professor Marcus decides rather boldly that Mrs. Wilberforce is going to be the key ingredient to basically wrapping up the crime and making it go to plan. But obviously, it doesn't go as smoothly as that.
This comes to a real comedic crescendo in the first half, and then you think, well, how do we evolve this? How do we make it richer? And as you get into the second half, because they're a bunch of criminals and there's no honour amongst thieves, they start to try knock each other off, and it's who's going to be left with the most money. So it gets kind of darker and darker and darker, and the stakes get higher, and it then becomes, rather than just silly, madcap, zany funny, it becomes blackly funny. It's gallows humour as you go. So it's kind of different levels of humour as you progress through.
And I don't want to think too hard about it, but there is a metaphorical level that you can understand it as well, where it's actually a critique about England after the Second World War and the collapse of certainties and the old kind of class consciousness and the different ways that people were supposed to behave in society at that time. And suddenly that's all. So you have the spiv, you have the major, who's supposed to be a rather sort of upper class sort of chap, and then you have the foreign chap, the Romanian man, the incomer who's coming in, and then you have the professor, who is supposed to be is this intelligent genius. He should be using his powers for good, but he doesn't. They all want to undermine the sort of Edwardian sensibilities of Mrs. The old lady and this house which is falling apart.
Rehearsals are going really, really, really well. I think it is. And this is all credit to Kevin Shaw, and it's the great skill of a director, is to cast a play very well. As long as you've got people who are suited to their parts, it should kind of, just work.
Well, just doing comedy is great fun. It's nice. It's really nice rehearsing it so that you're working together as a team and feeling all that sort of running smoothly and hitting the right beats and all that sort of thing. And then putting it in front of the audience and discovering how it works is immensely satisfying.
Well, first of all, it's just so bloody funny. Even in rehearsal, it's just hard not to corpse every 2 seconds. But yeah, it's great. The audience can expect a lot of laughs. You can expect lots of twists and turns, high energy, fast paced.
You can expect a beautiful set design by Richard Foxton, fantastic costumes, very evocative of that period of the 1950s.
And you're going to have a laugh. That's it, pure and simple.